All right, welcome to another episode of We All We Got. We got my boy here, DJ H2O. We got TJ behind the scenes.
We got Mr. Crispy Brown.
Crispy Brown.
That's how we do it.
Right. First of all, to start off this episode, I just wanted to give my condolences to a family that lost 3 children due to a drunk or inebriated driver this morning at about 12:30, just after midnight. Another sad situation where someone chose to get behind the wheel and that person ended up killing pretty much an entire family. I believe right now, but don't quote me, I believe right now the mother is probably fighting for their life, I believe. But regardless, there are 3 dead children due to someone's selfishness, poor decision. And this individual is 19 years old. And he's now going to face the rest of his life, facing the consequences of impacting a family in such a high degree. So my condolences to the family. May those 3 children's souls rest in peace. And with the start of the long weekend, we know a lot of people here are going to, go driving to the cottage, have fun with friends and family.
Yep.
But just be safe on the road. You know that the police are going to be out and just looking to ticket people, pull up, take your vehicle, take your license. So just make the smart decision. Don't drink and drive. Don't do drugs if you're going to think you're going to go behind the wheel, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So my condolences to the family. Yeah. Anything you want to add?
Okay, so since we're going to be real and we're not going to be act like we're all perfect and we don't make our own mistakes and stuff like that.
That's cap.
We know this.
Off camera, he says that he's perfect, so whatever.
Anyways, maybe to you. Maybe to you. But obviously, we've all had a drink and have gone driving. So I'm not going to be dumb and expect people that there's no one's ever going to drink and drive. But know your limit. Know your limit. And if you see someone that doesn't think they know their limit, you need to just take their keys or whatever it is. You got to stop them from getting behind there if you can. Don't let them out of your sight because they might sneak off and then boom, they're gone. I'm not putting that responsibility on someone else. But again, if you know someone and you see someone and you know that they are, try and offer them that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So obviously don't try not to have nothing in the system when you're driving. But obviously there's people who do. Know your limits.
Sure. And I mean, again, I hate to, we're going to continue the conversation, but with so much things right now available to you, like we have Uber.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's no excuses. Yeah.
There's no excuses. You can get a taxi. You know what? I work for the transit system. You can take a bus. Like there's so many options that you can utilize just to get back and forth safely to wherever you want to go. You know what I mean? If you have a cell phone, there's a payphone on the corner, just pick up the phone and call, listen, I need a ride, pick me up here.
I said payphone. I don't think anyone knows what a payphone is nowadays.
They still exist, man. They still exist.
Yeah, maybe in like the museum it might exist. I don't know if those ones work, but I do hear what you're saying, that you have options. And you know what I do think though? Because even though you don't have the options, at the end of the day, it's all dollars. Now, obviously, if it's just like a family event or something, they're not going to be out there. But definitely for parties, if there's parties that are known, that are advertised, and it's known out there, maybe some of these places should have drivers there that, okay, you know that like someone sees they're completely drunk, just get them home.
Yeah.
Don't worry about money. Don't worry about getting paid. Like that can get dealt with. Maybe they got to figure that out before putting that out there. But there should be something implemented where, okay, there's an event, especially if it's an advertised event, and you know there's going to be drinking. There should be somewhere for those immediate ones. Not just anyone that's like, oh, I had a drink, I think I'm drunk, I want to get home for free. I'm not saying that, but someone you can see that they can't, or at least know enough that they're staggering and they drove there. They should just, you know what, put them in a cab for free or whatever it is, get them home. Then they can deal with whatever the next day, or leave them with a number they can call when they sober up and realize, well, what the hell happened? Yeah. Call this number, you can come get your vehicle or whatever it is. But
I'm not too sure, just to pivot for a little bit, I'm not too sure if you had mentioned this before in a prior episode. I think we did, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
What do you think should be the legal consequences for this 19-year-old if he's presumed, if he's charged and he's found guilty of this
Now,
incident? What do you think should happen to him legally?
off the bat, that's 3 children that you took. Like, yeah, you should be locked up. Like, that's 3 lives you took that didn't even get to live.
Now he's 19.
Right.
How long should he be locked up for? Your opinion?
That off the rip, just heard the story, whatever. Life. Because that's three lives you took that haven't lived. I'm not saying someone who's lived a life it's not as significant. I'm just saying though, they didn't get to experience anything.
That's right.
I don't know how old the children were, but regardless, they're children. Yeah. They don't even know anything about life really. So off that. Now obviously you got to get into details on what. It shouldn't, drinking and driving, no, okay? Is this his first offense? Is this something he's done before?
So you think that should be taken into consideration?
Yeah, you got to take some of that stuff in. Like maybe, yeah, I think you got to take into consideration what he's been up to his 19 years or his whatever, or since he's been driving or whatever it is, what he's done with his life, where he's going. Like maybe, and you gotta include the family, the victim's family too, to see how they would feel. Like this guy maybe really, this is the first time he ever drank and went out, left. Like that's what I'm saying. If he was around people, they should have, if they seen he wasn't able to drive, like they shouldn't have let him go, whatever. But we don't know those details. But he got behind the wheel, he did something. If he's truly remorseful, like he's got to get years. He's got to be behind your years. Now, absolutely, you can put him in jail for a few years, and then after that, maybe put him in some rehabilitation, and maybe he can contribute to society later on in life. But if you were reckless with it in any way, I think you got to be 3 lives. That's 3 lives you took, and you destroyed those parents.
Yep.
You took 3 kids from these parents. You don't know if these parents struggled to get these kids, if they had issues having children. Like,
and again, don't take what we're saying verbatim. This is just breaking news, so we can't confirm that like these are 100% the facts. We just do know that at least 3 kids have passed away.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure if there's more fatalities, and we do know that obviously the perpetrator, the 19-year-old, is still alive, which is weird because in the majority of these cases, when it's the drunk driver, majority of times they survive.
Yeah, that's the crazy
part. It's the people that got hit,
and that's the part.
They're the ones that die. So
I'm not saying it'd be right to drink and drive, but if it did turn out that way, like the ones who really were reckless and drove, and now you crashed into someone or a few people or whatever. Yeah, it's always, but they say it's because of the alcohol, that adrenaline and stuff. I don't know. It's what they're able to make it through and stuff like that, which that's crazy. So basically, you need to be drunk if you're gonna get hit by a drunk driver to maybe survive as well.
I'm gonna somewhat disagree with you as far as the life sentence.
Okay.
I do think that there should be a significant prison time, but I also think because of the individual's age, him being 19. It's hard for me to say it, but there should be a time period for him to rehabilitate and for him to contribute to society. But not only that, but also pay some type of restitution to the family. Well, you know what I mean? So if he serves his time, gets out, gets a job, hopefully, a lot of his paycheck should go towards the remaining family members. Now, does that take away or alleviate the problem as a whole? No. But at least it's a punishment that will stay with him longer than the jail time. Right?
Yeah.
And hopefully all these things coupled together will act as a deterrent for other people not to get behind the wheel. And it's such a sad situation because we hear about these things year after year after year,
and it's never going to stop.
It's never going to stop. It doesn't matter what jail time you give these individuals. It doesn't matter the fine that they get. It's like it's. I want to say it's almost like a pandemic. I don't know if you call it a pandemic or an epidemic, but we have something in our society where people are still drinking and driving and killing innocent souls. And it's almost like it's a disease. Like it's not stopping.
There's a lot of things that we do that we act up and be like, oh, we got to stop it, like school shootings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that go on and stuff that we get all hyped behind and we got to stop it. But after time, people just, something else happens and they move along and they move on. And it's like, oh, we can only take care of one thing at a time, and which is crazy. It's just crazy. But
again,
yeah.
just to stop it from being a continuance, and it's just, it happens and it goes away. It happens.
Yeah.
This is where you need strict laws.
Yes.
And stronger sentences to keep this from happening again.
Yeah.
And like you said, I do believe that a life sentence is too strong, but whatever the decision is, it has to be stronger than what's in place right now.
And
20, 30 years is not life, but it's a significant time.
But that's why I said off the hop, just hearing it, like, because you hear about drunk driving, so that's a selfish thing. You took 3 lives. Like, they're not coming back. There's no chance. There's nothing for them to do. Their families cannot be like, okay, after 20 years, they're going to come back and we're going to take care of them. That's what I'm saying. Life, that's 3, not 1. Not like, okay, this person was 80 years old, and I'm not saying that's right, but they did live a life. You know what I mean? So maybe you don't have to give the 19-year-old a life on that, but these are 3 children younger than you. And that's why I said after, okay, you got to see this person. If they're a person that's a good person, whatever, maybe they can, okay, they serve some time, but when they come back out, hopefully they do something to contribute to society. Like, the only way you can stay out now is you got to be doing some contribute to society. You got to work with drunk drivers or whatever it is, like do some type of program, be a part of a program to help stop that, go out there and talk about stuff like that. Like, you got to dedicate your life to that. I don't know, I can't say, because that's my children. I'm sorry, I don't even want you coming out of prison. Amen. I don't want to see you ever again in society, especially if I know you could have prevented this from happening. Yeah. But
so you guys can continue the conversation, leave some topics, leave your opinions, and advice on how we can combat this ongoing thing that nobody seems to really get a grasp on and control. So
yeah,
continue the conversation later.
All right.
All right.
You got any Mr. Topics? You got anything for us outside of the?
Okay, so let's start off with the sports.
All right,
the NBA playoffs going on right now. Obviously, we just finished the second round. There's one more round left. Sorry, there's 2 more teams left in the second round playing. Those 2 teams playing today are the Denver Nuggets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're about to wrap up their series. But what I wanted to know from you, do you think we are officially entering a new generation of so-called superstars? So the LeBron James era is closing or pretty much done. The I want to say Luka,
KD, Harden.
Yeah, the Steph Curry. To me, he's still a superstar. I still think he has a couple more years left in him. But to see what Anthony Edwards did to Luka, LeBron, Curry, albeit injured. Unfortunately, KD's out right now. No Devin Booker. James Harden is out. The Clippers are out. No Paul George. No playoff P. With all these superstars absent in the playoffs this deep, and with all the uprising of the new superstars, so we got SGA, we got Anthony Edwards. Right? Are we officially past the LeBron, Curry, KD era?
Well, again, okay, I don't think we're past.
Not yet?
When I say it's transitioning, it's in a transition, because those guys aren't running the league like they were when they were the stars. They're still helping run the league, right? But along with the superstars coming up, right? Because they're still making playoffs. They're still being noise. Injuries are becoming a factor now, which, anyways, that's a whole different topic.
Yeah. No, it's still within the realm.
Because what I was gonna say was, everyone says how nowadays it's, these guys are more athletic and stronger and faster and better, but like, they're breaking down more than guys used to back in the day. How do you load manage, but you're still getting injured? And some of these injuries probably aren't even serious injuries where, okay, I get it. Some of them you want to rest because you don't want it to get worse or whatever. But come on, if you're supposed to have the top doctors, the best medicine, and all that stuff, you should be able to play through these injuries.
Yeah.
You should be able to play through all of those things. But anyways, that's what I'm saying. That's a whole different thing from what you were saying. But superstar wise, I think there is a transition right now. Like if you had 5 superstars, like we'll say, okay, say it's LeBron, KD, Curry. Who else can we say that's from there? We can even say Harden because he was running with OKC at that time when they were
PG,
playing.
Paul George.
Paul George.
Throw him in there, yeah.
Right? Kawhi.
Yep.
So 5 or 6.
Yep.
They're still in there, but they're not dominating.
That's right.
No one's scared. No one's worried about them as much, right? If you see them get hot, then you're like, okay, yeah, you know what? We got to watch these guys. But you're not worried about them for the whole series. You might be, okay, this game they're hot, shoot. You got to worry about them for the game. We might lose this game or whatever. But I think those guys like Anthony Edwards, he's pushing his way in there. You can even say like, even though he got injured, Tatum, Brown, those guys are in there.
Yeah.
Weaving their way in there. So it's a good mixture of early 2000s, mid 2000s to now.
Yeah.
And you still got those guys functioning and running together now, which is a good blend. It's a good switch, but yeah, I think it's in a transition now.
Yeah.
I don't think those guys are done, but they're not number one like they used to.
Gotcha.
Used to be, but they're still hanging around where they can. Maybe if they team up with one of the younger guys.
I'm gonna throw a crazy comparison.
Yeah.
Now you may not agree, and you may call it blasphemous, but let me explain for a second. Do you compare it to, you see when Jordan came in the league? And you see how, he made Magic pay attention. He made Isaiah Thomas pay attention. He made Larry Bird pay attention. Do you see it similar to what's going on right now with Anthony Edwards and what he's doing? I think someone online said it. They're now comparing it to Anthony Edwards connecting Infinity Stones. Like he's just taking care of these all-stars one after the other, right?
Okay.
He's a legend killer. There we go.
Now,
do you think it's we're entering the same stage where Anthony Edwards is looking at these guys? Yo,
you know what?
This is my time now. All you old folks need to step aside. It's my league. You think it's the same?
You know what? I was gonna say off the bat, no, it's not. But you know what?
Yeah.
Not saying he is a copy of Jordan. I know that's what you guys aren't saying. I know that's what you're trying to compare. The path, yes. And you know what? Then you're gonna have to knock Anthony Edwards because how these guys, these LeBron fans, knock Jordan for saying, oh, he beat an old Magic, he beat an old Bird, he beat an old. They can say that about Anthony Edwards right now. He's beating an old LeBron. He's beating an injured up Steph. He's beating I guess, okay, Luka's still young, so I can't put him in there. But okay, KD's not even making it, whatever. So, yeah, he's running, but who is he beating? Right? He's beating the old guys. He is winning against young guys too, but that's what they were saying about Jordan.
Yeah.
That's what they say about Jordan now, about him then.
Yeah.
So maybe in the future they might say that about Anthony Edwards that, oh, okay, well, who did he beat when he started coming up? He beat a worn out or an old LeBron, a worn out.
Yeah, but
Curry,
come on. I'm gonna
so yeah, they're in the same path along in that length.
Yeah.
In that aspect.
Yeah. I'm gonna play the devil's advocate though, because even though you may say he's playing an old LeBron, I'm not a LeBron fan. No. But let's not be naive and think that LeBron's not still putting up numbers. Right?
Listen,
so he's still beating a legit.
Bird was still putting up numbers. Yeah. Magic was still putting up. I'm not knocking. I'm saying it has to be yes, it would be the same thing because you have to see the same argument. It looks the exact same thing.
Yeah.
If you go into the future now that, okay, someone else, now a future person that's going to be the LeBron and be like, take over Anthony Edwards. Those fans are going to be like, well, Anthony Edwards, who did he beat? Well, LeBron when he was 40. Now all of a sudden he's going to be old because for their argument to big up their player over Anthony Edwards, right? Just like people say, oh, who did he beat? Who did Jordan beat? An old Bird, but Bird was still putting up numbers. Magic was putting up numbers.
Fox.
And they're the same age. They're not that old. Yeah. They just came in the league a little bit before Jordan.
So what you're saying essentially is if you're giving Edwards his flowers for what he's doing right now, you have to go back and give Jordan his flowers to what he did in the past.
You can't it's
differentiate.
Basically almost the same thing.
Gotcha.
Like there are young guys now, and there were young guys back then too in the 80s, but you're not hearing them because Jordan was dominating everyone, right? Right now, I hear Anthony Edwards. I don't know who else are these young guys that are thinking, okay, Tatum, he's still considered young. Brown, he's still considered young. Again, I'm not going to say I don't watch the league as much, so yes, these are just my opinions. I don't know all the things. I'm pretty sure
No,
there
you're on
are
point.
young guys, so I don't want people coming at me being like, oh, choose this guy in the league. This. I'm pretty sure there is. But like I'm saying, I'm not remembering them. There's, again, Chris, right? There are young guys that are still in the league too, right? So
I will say this though, seeing how far Anthony Edwards has already come in this year's playoffs, whoever wins today's series between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Denver Nuggets,
that's what game is that?
this is Game 7
Game
today.
7? Okay.
Yeah. So if he ends up facing the Denver Nuggets and he beats, Denver Nuggets won the championship a couple years ago. If he takes out Joker, and Jamal Murray and those boys, we got to start thinking of him already as one of the greatest. One of. We got to start thinking, because listen, he's young. I understand that. If he goes past this round, right, and he takes out either Joker and Murray from the Denver Nuggets, or if they play OKC and they eliminate them and he goes on to the finals to face, who is it going to be? Either New York,
Boston now.
or,
but that's the thing
well,
now. Who you
forget Boston.
taking out? Who you taking out on the East? The East is weak, right? So
No, the
who
East.
is he really
Give the Eastern.
I know, but
Conference,
who is he taking out in the East? That was like there was only two teams I think I really heard people
Don't
talk
sleep on
about.
New York, yo. The Knicks
they're
are the Knicks,
almost gone.
Listen, the Knicks are good.
No, I'm not saying the Knicks aren't good. I'm saying when they talked about the East before playoffs, or close to the end of play, the only two teams you're really hearing about was Boston and Cleveland. Cleveland's gone.
Cleveland's gone.
Whatever. And Boston looks like
They're done.
did they lose? Are they gone?
They're gone.
Knicks took them out, right?
Knicks took them out.
Okay, so now it's a free for all. So yeah, Anthony Edwards should be able to take the title. If he does, I'm not going to say he's one of the greats.
Okay, that may be
that path.
He's on the trajectory. You're right.
Yes,
but considering the only run that I can kind of compare this to, as far as the playoffs are concerned, do you remember what Dirk did a few years ago when he won that Finals MVP? He ran through LeBron and those Heat teams.
Yeah.
He was on a stretch of greatness.
Yeah,
and that really solidified him as one of the GOATs.
Yeah.
Not the GOAT, but that player.
Yeah.
If you guys go back and remember that,
and he got that one title.
And he got that one title.
So that's what
but
helped
even if that he only got that one title, he's still considered one of the greats.
Because he had the numbers too.
That's right.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards has the numbers right now.
No, I know.
So
Right.
Comparing now the Dirk situation to the Anthony Edwards run right now, if Anthony Edwards gets past whoever he faces right now in the Western Conference Finals, he gets into the finals and he beats either New York or Indiana and he wins a title, he's up there considering who he's taken out already in these playoffs.
Okay, I'll say this is why I say that puts him on the path.
Yeah.
Now again, he's still young, right? So if
Which is scary.
If he gets the title,
Yeah.
that's good. So now he's just got to kind of work on numbers. Obviously, you can go for more titles. I'm not saying he's not going to, but now the numbers obviously are going to come up because you just got to keep playing his way. He doesn't have to change his game. He's going to get his numbers, right? So that will help him. That'll put him in that path. But he's got to do, after this year, even if he wins the title, he cannot fall off. Next year, you can't struggle to make the playoffs, or you can't barely make the playoffs, fight your way in and get eliminated.
That's right.
And you got to go through strong. Maybe make the finals again, and maybe if you lose, whatever.
Okay.
You got to go strong. He's got, from now, it's got to be some type of consistency. You can't fall off, come back, fall off. Because like I said last time, with Jordan, not comparing, but I'm saying his path, yes, he got his beats his first 6 years, 7 years. He was learning. Those were his learning stages to get to that finals. And when he got there, never fell off. He took himself off at the top. And when he came back, went back. So I'm not saying, okay, Anthony has to do three-peat, whatever. If he does that, yeah, fuck, you can put him up there. But even if he doesn't do that, even if he's competing, even if he gets 3 titles within his career and keeps his numbers, but his teams are always strong. He's not GOAT.
He's not the GOAT, no.
But he's in there. Yeah. You can put him in an argument. You can say, hey, he is one of the greatest. You can say he's a top 50. You can take off maybe one of the older guys if you want and put him, or make a new top 50 from whatever year you stopped for that 50, the first 50, from there till whenever the next 50 years, he'll be in there. He could be even one of he could be the Jordan for that 50 years.
Yeah.
if he wants to be.
It's funny that you just said that last line, if he wants to be. What's so intriguing about Anthony Edwards is he's come out and said that he doesn't want to be the face of the league, which is, you appreciate his honesty, but you almost are left disappointed because he has so much talent. He has so much charisma.
Yeah.
He has so much, he has that it factor. Like he doesn't have that, but the one thing that he's lacking is that universal commercial factor that LeBron has, that Curry has, that likability, right? He still has that.
Oh, he has the likability. I think he has the likability.
Yeah.
He has. You can see he's a fun guy. He jokes around, goof. I think he talks a little too cocky for something he hasn't done really anything yet. At the end of it, but if he's looking to back that up, and that's why he's talking, back it up. But I think him saying now he doesn't want to be the face of the league. I think he's trying to set himself to where if he does fail, he can be like, well, I'm not the face of the league. You can't be looking at me like, oh, I hurt the league. And if he becomes it, then he becomes it. But he's saying, listen, I didn't want to be the face of the league. You can't be putting things on me. So I think that's why he said that.
That's a good,
But deep down, he wants to be the face of the league. He just doesn't want to say it. So now he's going to be held to certain things. He does something wrong. He'll be like, you're the face of the league. You can't be doing that. I'm the face of the league, dog. I told you I don't want to be.
And if you watch his interviews, like his post-game interviews, they're kind of, it's not really polished, like how articulate and how mature a LeBron James would be after a post-game or Steph Curry would be after a post-game. He still talks like he's talking to one of his friends, like, you know what I mean? And
playing some high school
group
ball,
setting,
right?
he's playing high school ball. It's not polished in that sense, right? So I will agree with him in that sense. He's not really the face of the league yet.
Yeah.
But if he has like a team behind him that says, okay, unfortunately, you're gonna have to watch how you say things. You're gonna have to articulate it this way. You're gonna have to talk this way. If he's accepting to that, I can see him as a face of the league. But that's something that he would have to change on his behalf, and that's something that he would want.
But he can make that the new face of the league, where not necessarily because no one wants the polished, typical media answer. They're sick of that, especially even in hockey. I hear when I listen to morning radio, I listen to sports station, right? And they say they're sick of hearing these interviews where they give these cookie cut answers where it's the same thing over and over. Oh, we just gotta go out there, we gotta grind, try our hardest, and just put our all effort into it. Nah, just be truthful, but you don't have to be rude about it, right? That's where the media training comes in. Answer properly, you know what I mean? Don't say, the shit out there I don't like. But, it could be like, there's a lot of stuff out there that's just nonsense. And it needs to be changed in a certain way. But don't come out there and be like, we don't like it, but, we're going to do what we can and give our 100%. No one wants that. But that's what I'm saying. He could be a fit. Because look at Iverson, right? How he changed with the gear, right? Everyone was all suit. He said, no, I don't care. I'm coming in this. And other players were like, because everyone wants to be that way. One person needs to step up and just not care. And it has to be a star. It can't be a bench guy coming in not wearing what cares, because he'll just get traded. No one wants him, send him out the league. But who was going to get rid of Iverson? Who was going to say anything to Iverson then really? Like, they'll talk to him, but who's going to say, Iverson, you got to leave the NBA?
Again,
they're not going to say.
It's funny. That's hard to do, because when you have somebody that backs it up with, we say it over and over and over again. Basketball, the NBA is just a business, right? So no matter how this individual is, you may not like their personality trait, but if they're bringing in revenue, if they're generating sales, if they're generating jersey sales, if they're increasing ticket prices for the benefit of the team or the city, you can't really tell that person, well, you have to now act this way. Well, the person can say, well, no, without me, you guys ain't flourishing, so I'll act the way I want to act.
I wasn't acting that way up to this point.
There you go.
And you want me.
And I think to your point with your Iverson comparison, I think Iverson knew that. He's like, listen, you're not going to tell me how to dress. You don't tell me to dress. I sit out. I don't play.
You're not getting rid of me.
You're not getting rid of me. So I do what I want. And that's probably
face of the league.
There you go.
I'm your face of the league, whether you want me to. And the fans kind of made him a face, helped make him be a face of the league. And that's what Anthony Edwards could do. He just can't be talking the nonsense of these older guys, and don't fall into that. Let the fans talk about the old generation, the new generation, and da-da-da-da-da. Players should not be really jumping into that and saying what they need to say, because you do still have older generations that you want to support you
That's right.
as a fan. You don't want to turn them away, regardless of they might, they're older, they're gonna turn away from ball eventually and all. No. They'll always be a part of basketball. And it doesn't hurt you to grab those people. Yeah. Grab your generation, the ones coming up underneath. But if you can grab the older guys and bring you in, that's when those debates now about who's great or who can we put in this and top, your name will always be in the top 10. Right. Because they'll know you. They'll be like, yeah, this guy, great player, great person, whatever, regardless of what we think. We always want to stick to stats, but we use personality as putting people in top 10 sometimes. You know what I mean? So he has the chance to be the face of the league the way he wants to be the face of the league. They just got to work together. Yeah. As with the NBA and him got to work together. You want to bring fans back? Mm-hmm. Edwards is a way to start. Yeah. Edwards is your way to start with other guys coming up with Alexander Shea. Mm-hmm. You got to get him involved with Anthony. Get them doing commercials together or something. You got to get that Jordan Bird, Jordan Magic. You got to get Edwards, Gilchrist, and
Morant. Hopefully, if he cleans up just a little bit.
That's another guy that can help you with this face. Those two going at it.
Yeah.
Morant and Edwards going at it with Shea involved a little bit. That third, that's your Jordan, Magic, and Bird right there. Yeah. Right, we're without the white guy, right? But that's your three right there. Yeah. You can help run the league right now and get people back and get that face of the league that you move with the three. You don't need one. Mm-hmm. Three is what you need now. It's no more one. That was our generation coming up. You could have 1, 2 guys, but now with the whole big threes and stuff, there's your big three for the league.
Yeah. I do you think the league is oversaturated with making people be? There's too many superstars. Mm-hmm. Do you think so? Back in the day, like we just had Isaiah Thomas, we just had Larry Bird, we had Jordan,
tiers.
Dominique.
We need to have tiers.
Yeah. Do you think right now we're making the title superstars too prevalent to people that really don't deserve it? Case in example. I ain't gonna say it. I hate to say it, but Zion Williamson.
He's not. He's not a superstar.
He had that window.
I don't even know if he's really
had that window.
Star, and he's a star by name, not by playing anywhere. Yet.
Well, the anticipation was for him to be the next superstar, right? His first year, like he was dunking on people, injuries came about. Like I said, I think that window's now closed. But do you think that the word superstar is getting thrown out too much?
Yes, we're looking for that Jordan, that face, that and with the way society is now, everyone wants to be the one to find it. Oh, I found it. This is the next thing. I found it. Yes, I found it. So that's why they keep, when someone just does, which is really kind of a one good season, which is mediocre overall, we're ready to be like, that's the next superstar. He's the next super, because they want to be the one to discover them before they blow up to be I told you that person. Right, I told you about this person. Yeah. That's what it is nowadays. It's not even about the person being the star. It's who discovered this person. Gotcha. Right? Everyone wants to be, and that's why a lot of misinformation gets put out there about news and different things, because that news wants to be the first one to get it out there. Ooh, we got it out there first, because everyone can plop anything out there. Right? Yeah. Anyone can do that. So I do think it is a little oversaturated. We try to make too many people stars. We're not letting them develop into becoming a star, and then saying, oh, okay, this person could be a star. This person, you're not. LeBron's not happening, guys. It's not happening again for a while. I know we want to force it, but it's not. Why did LeBron happen? Because everyone's looking for a Jordan. Penny came out. Kobe. Yeah. Stackhouse. There was
even Vince at one point was
everyone was reaching for that, and we were saying no one's going to be the next Jordan. You got to let them be them.
That's right.
Right.
And a lot of those players, the players that you just mentioned, actually didn't want that moniker or that comparison to Jordan.
No one wants that. Jordan wanted that.
It's what you pinpoint. You hit the nail on the coffin. It's what the media and what other people are portraying that person to be. And that person may not listen. I have the confidence. I know I'm good. Yeah. But I don't want to be the next Jordan. I just want to be
me. I want to be your next superstar. I want to take and continue. I want to continue
That's right.
what the past star did for you guys, but put maybe my own twist on it and maybe change it a little bit and let it go this way, right? So that's what I'm saying, that we keep looking for the next this when it's like, okay, just look for the next superstar. That's fine, but let them be their own person. You got guys now that can do it. You got those guys, right? You got the like you said, Edwards. I say those. You know what? I think those are your three right now. Yes, okay, there's Jokic, but really, his style, you're not marketing that as the face of the league. He's
like a Tim Duncan.
He's a Sabonis. His movements, he's a little bit quicker, but remember Sabonis from Portland. Remember he was like the oldest rookie, right? His was this. You're not gonna market him as, but we all knew about him. Everyone knew about Sabonis. You'd want him on your team. He can play. That's kind of what Jokic is, but obviously a better scorer, and he's putting up more triple doubles than that guy ever did, right? Yeah. But that's the style he had. But you're not gonna market him as your superstar. But he's still a star in the league. You can still. That's what I'm saying. You need tiers.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a highlight league. You know what I mean? Like,
it is a highlight.
So
he's gonna give you your highlights.
If you ain't dunking, if you ain't, crossing up people, if you're not jacking up threes and hitting them consistently,
like
you're not really marketable. It's sad to say that, but it's a highlight league. You know,
you can still be marketed, but don't market them as your top. That's what I'm saying. He could be marketed as your tier 2 of guys, right? Your tier 1 got to be at the most 5, and I think that's even a lot. 3. I think you need 3.
5 seems to be a lot,
right? Yeah. You need 3, right? Those other 2 will be your leaders of the second tier.
Got you.
Who's going to be next to step into the top tier when these guys leave, or a couple of these guys, or one of those guys step into the next tier. That's what you need, and then you have your tier 3. 4, 5, which is kind of like your starters, right? Like a starting lineup, right? You have your top, your second, third. But what now I feel the league is doing is they're trying to just push everyone up quick and get everyone up there, because they feel like, oh, if everyone's a starter, everyone's going to watch, because everyone has one person they can look to and be like, oh, this is my star, I'm going to watch for him. But I think that hurts because everyone's just going to watch that one person.
Adam Silver, listen, you need to hire this man to get on your team. He knows what he's talking about.
I'm not an expert, but I'm just saying, from a fan perspective, an outsider perspective, an old head, this is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to say the league. I don't even have to say that the league, I'm not going to say it sucks, but it's not as great as it used to be, right? As I said, the viewership is down. Everyone wants to say, oh, we have all these these guys now are better, and back then there was plumbers in there, but those plumbers were bringing in ratings. Ratings were being brought in. There's no way ratings should be down. I know people say, oh, there's a lot of options to watch and this and that, and you got streaming and this and that, but if your product is great, they will watch it.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter. You can have all of these streaming services. You have how many streaming services do you have? There's plenty of them. Who are you got like top 3. Who are your top? Netflix. You're not knocking Netflix off until Netflix is ready to be knocked off.
And let's not
right. Disney is up there to me. Amazon, and you got Crave, right? You might have 4 or 5 that are top, right? That are up there.
Netflix is there as well. They're actually starting to enter the business of streaming sports events. They did that with boxing.
They got wrestling, They got
that
the
was
wrestling.
boxing. Yep.
And it's beautiful what they did with the wrestling too, because I'm a wrestling fan, and they got all. You can go in there. They have.
Hold on, you have to say, are you a wrestling fan or a wrestling fan? I know that there's it's
wrestling. Well, I was a wrestling fan, but I'm a wrestling old school fan. I don't really watch it now. I don't watch it now, right? So I'm that raw new attitude era. We know who era that is, right? But you can watch all of the WrestleManias from the first to now, and you can watch all of the Survivor Series, all of them. It's wicked that Netflix did that, because it was used to be on demand, and you had to pay for that, and then. I'm paying for this, but now I'm paying for other stuff, and I got to rush to watch this and this and that. Wrestling matches, those events, those are like 3 hours. And there's 40 of them, 50. So there's a lot if you want to go through it, right? You know what I'm saying? But now I have that option to go through it, and you have that. So that's what I'm saying. Netflix, I don't think will fall off, like in that aspect. And that's what I'm saying. Going back to the league, what we were talking about. That's what they need. They need their top 3. Those guys, like I said, Edwards, Gilchrist, and if Morant, like right now, you're gonna have to get someone else
Fixes
to
it
probably
up a
step
little
in there.
bit.
But he needs to someone needs to straighten him out.
It's maturity though, right? Like he's still unfortunately immature. I do honestly believe, give him a couple more years.
Take shit away.
Yeah, and take his dad.
You gotta take stuff away from these guys.
No disrespect, but take his dad out of the front row, man. Like he's becoming a distraction,
Liability, maybe.
a liability, and props to his dad for his support, but I don't think that's the way that he's. If you look at, for example, what's the ball?
LeVar.
LeVar. He took a. If you notice, he took a seat back after a while.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? I was vocal, I was rambunctious, I was boisterous at the beginning. Now I'm gonna take a step back, let my boys do what they want to do.
Realized he
and you can see the boys actually flourished a little bit. They got more successful, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what Morant's dad has to do. T. Morant, I believe is his name. Take a step back, let your son develop, and be more of a silent
behind the scenes silent partner.
You know
Silent father.
you sitting front row with the alcohol drink and the glasses and the swearing and the cussing and all that ray stuff.
Trying to get the attention.
Trying to get the attention. Himself. You know what I mean? Your son doesn't need that. So that's my wisdom. Keeping with sports. Sorry, before we get on to the next topic. This is the best. This is the best part of the year for me when it comes to like hockey and basketball as the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Two teams that are in the playoffs right now. In hockey, obviously we got our beloved Maple Leafs. And in basketball, we got the NBA Knicks, right? So the New York Knicks. If the Leafs end up beating the Florida Panthers, right? They're progressing to the next round. Today's game 7 as well between those two teams.
Yeah.
If the Leafs end up winning the Stanley Cup and the Knicks end up winning the trophy, the NBA championship, those two cities are getting burnt down. I'm telling you right now.
Listen. If
Listen, I'm not a hockey fan. I'm not a hockey fan. I don't claim to be a hockey fan. I don't follow the Leafs year after year, simply because I want to save myself from the disappointment. I mean, you diehard Leaf fans, more respect to you, more power to you. I think the last time you won the chip was 67 or whatever.
Like that, 63, 67,
around that time.
Yeah.
If the Leafs beat the Panthers and they go into the Stanley Cup and they end up winning, I am sticking in my yard. I am locking my doors. I am bunkering down. You're not going to see me on the streets. And in New York, these guys.
Listen, I'll fear New York even more because this is just playoff rounds and look what they're doing. Man got beat up. If
you go online and see how the New York fans went to the streets after just finishing off the Boston Celtics, they didn't even win the championship. Hold on. They didn't even win the Eastern Conference Championship yet. They still have to pay the Indiana Pacers. So they're not even in the NBA Finals yet. These fans went berserk.
Yeah. Remember
off of just beating the Boston Celtics.
Remember, wasn't it a couple years ago with Trae Young? And they knocked out, they won one round, and these guys went off on that.
I'm saying, if the Knicks win, New York, I'll pray for you. You know what? If the Leafs win, I'm hoping that the Leafs win.
Oh, because I don't want to hear nothing ever.
But me and you, we're sticking in our yards. We ain't going out. We got family.
I'll just go on my balcony. That's as far as I'll go. I'll go on my balcony and watch. But you know what? That's funny that you brought it up because I thought about that the other day. I'm like, yo. Because I was looking at him, seeing if the Knicks win the title this year, New York is gonna think, man, that'll be big. But if the Leafs turn around and
do you think
it'll be a bigger accomplishment just because of the amount of years that they've been fighting to get even to the finals. Remember, Knicks have been to the finals. Ever since whatever. They got in the finals in 9 when they lost to Houston. They've been close. You know what I mean? So they at least got there. Remember, the whole thing was just at least getting out of the first round. Which they did. Now it seems which I'm hoping, if they can beat Florida now.
And Florida's the last year's winning champion.
It won't be a second round thing now because now it's going to seem like, now we can't get out the second round. Now we're going to have to go, 60 years before you get out of the second round? Another 60 for the third, and then another 60 before you get there, and then another 60. It'll never happen in anyone's lifetime.
I'm going to throw you.
if they can get through and they can go all the way, like win it, even if they sniff the final, it'll hurt.
Yeah.
It'll hurt if they get in a cup and can't win it
Yeah.
because of how long it's took for them just to get there.
Yeah.
But they could win it. I don't know this portion of New York, Toronto.
Yeah.
I don't know, summertime,
And
and we cross over and visit each other, and and it's different sports, so it's not even like you can be like, oh, we beat you in there. No, ball on one side,
yeah.
hockey on another side.
Yeah.
Hockey is Canada thing. Yeah. Ball is an American. That can bring us together, eh?
Could you imagine if the both win at the same time?
That would be a sick party to have.
That'd be a crazy.
That championship party with Toronto and New York, celebrating their team's win in their respective sports. What you're not dominant for. Canada with hockey, ball with the States.
Because they say New York is the mecca of basketball, right? So
and Toronto's supposed to be a mecca,
of
hockey.
There
too.
you go.
Both meccas winning in the same year. Oh, that's
crazy.
My God, we might need this to bring unity, folks. we need to channel our energy. You know what? Let's go
Leafs.
Okay.
I got a question for you, though. So, even though we're more basketball fans than hockey, we have to concede that if the Leafs win the Stanley Cup, this would be a bigger celebration and a bigger accomplishment, even more than the Raptors winning theirs.
Yeah.
Agree? If that's the case, question for you: if the Leafs win the Cup, should there be at least like a 3-day holiday? You know what I mean? Should there be like some days off? What do you think? Remember, we've been living for this time. Like we've been waiting. Well,
yes
not me personally, but the
yes
city.
Yes and no, because no, it's not your first title. It's kind of a like a. I don't know if you put too much into it, then it's almost like a sad thing because it's like, oh, it's kind of a.
We're trying to work for the man. Come on, listen.
I know what you're saying. Honestly, no.
For the blue collar,
we should have gotten one for the Raptors. We got a day for the Raptors, and then at least do it. Yeah, this should be at least a Friday holiday every year, so you get a 3-day weekend. If they don't want to give us 3 days, because money wise, they ain't trying to mess up their economy money. But if you attach make a Friday. Go in there and make it a long weekend, or you can give us a Friday and Monday somewhere, where there's no even in June, because I know holidays are usually put in months that don't have, right? They try to give one holiday each month. So June, okay, Canada Day. You can attach it along Canada Day, make Canada week.
Listen.
I know, but there's other teams. We have to do it for Toronto. We can't do it for Canada because Canada has their own teams.
That's true.
So for hockey-wise, we got to stick for Toronto. So for Toronto, we should it should be a long weekend. Or July, there should be some type of celebration, like a 3-day celebration or something like that.
GTA mayors, Mayor Mississauga.
Mayor
Brampton, Patrick Brown.
You want to keep
Olivia
your
Chow.
position.
You guys come together.
For the next vote. Whenever that happens.
Come together, make a decision.
That will make you win.
If the Leafs win, we need some type of holiday. We need a holiday.
Run on that platform.
Yeah.
You make any type of holiday pertaining to that, you're going to get people's votes. It don't matter what else you want to say.
Right. But go Leafs go. Good luck today. Game 7. All right. What do we got up next?